We are going to start now the fourth chapter of class 12th mathematics, determinants. This is lecture 1. So if we are given any square matrix, we are talking about a matrix A is given. It is a square matrix. It is Aij, and order of this matrix it is n cross n. Then corresponding to this matrix, we can assign an expression to it. It is denoted by this determinant or determinant of A. You can use any of these notations. So when we are talking about determinant of A, it is just an expression that we will see how we can find the value of this expression. So determinant is basically an expression assigned to each matrix. So this thing is given over here, written over here, that a matrix is an arrangement of numbers, so it has no fixed values, while each determinant has a fixed value. And if we talk about the values of the determinant, then how we proceed is, suppose we are saying, first case we are saying that we have a 1 cross 1 matrix. We are talking about square matrices, so we are considering the value of n is equal to 1. If we talk about the non-square matrices, then we are saying that the determinant it is not defined. So first value we are talking about it is n is equal to 1, and the first order of matrix we have it is 1 cross 1 matrix. So if it is a 1 cross 1 matrix, it means it has only one element, and in this case we will have determinant of A that is equal to A. Whatever this value is, it is the determinant of A. This is the definition of the determinant for 1 cross 1 matrix. Next is, if we have the matrix, square matrix of order 2. So we are talking about the matrix A is given. It is written in this form, that it is A11, A12, A21, A22. This is a matrix A given to us. We want to find the determinant of A. We write it in this form. When we are writing the matrix, we are writing it in square brackets. When we are talking about determinant, we are writing it in this way, that it is A11, A12, A21, A22. This is the procedure of to write the determinant, and the value of this determinant is, I am again writing these terms over here, it is A11, A12, A21, A22. Now when we have to write the value of this determinant, it is A11 into A22 minus product of these two values, it is A21 into A12. So what we are saying, we have these two terms are to be multiplied, these two terms are to be multiplied, and these two values are to be subtracted. So this is the definition of determinant of order 2. So some examples are given over here. First is, evaluate determinant of 6 minus 3, 7 minus 2. So what is the method? We have, I am looking for this main diagonal first. So it is 6 into minus 2, then it is negative sign. This is by the formula. Next, these are the terms we are having. So it is minus 3 into 7. So the answer we obtain, it is minus 12 plus 21, that is equal to 9. So this is how we can evaluate the determinant of a 2 cross 2 matrix. Next is, if, now I am again repeating this thing, when you look at these terms, look at these brackets over here, So from these brackets it is clear that we are talking about the determinant. If suppose I am talking about the matrices, then we have seen that if we are having 3x, 7, minus 2 and 4, and I am having another matrix 8, 7, 6 and 4, then clearly these two matrices, they can never be equal because of this term, that minus 2 and 6, they are not equal to each other. So these two matrices, they cannot be equal to each other. But when we are talking about the determinant, so we are saying just the value of this matrix, the determinant of this matrix are equal. This thing is given over here. So if we calculate the determinant of this first part, it is 3x into 4 minus 7 into minus 2. This is determinant of the first matrix. and the determinant, it is given that this is equal to determinant of second matrix, so that will be 8 into 4 minus 7 into 6, these two diagonal elements. So when you solve these values, you will get it is 12x plus 14, that is equal to 32 minus 42, and this gives us the value of x is minus 2. So as a matrix, these two matrices, these are not equal to each other, but when we are talking about the determinants, so their determinants are equal if the value of x is equal to minus 2. Next is determinant of this. So to solve the determinant, we have to show that this is equal to 1. We are saying it is sine of 1, sine of 10 into cos of 80, then minus sign is from the formula, then it is minus cos of 10 into sine of 80, and this is formula for sine of 10 plus 80, that is equal to sine 90, and that is equal to 1. We obtain that this value is equal to 1. So how we have solved the determinant? First of all, we have multiplied these two elements diagonally, these two diagonal elements we have multiplied, then it is minus sign is by the formula, then we have multiplied these two diagonal elements. The next step, we have multiplied these two diagonal elements, and on solving this we get it is sine 90, and the final answer we obtain, that is equal to 1. Next we have is the formula for determinant of matrices of order 3 or more. So to calculate the value of the determinants in this case, we require two definitions. One is the minor and second is the cofactor. So if we are talking about a square matrix, say we are saying a square matrix of order 3, say 3 minus 2 1, 2 3 6, 4 2 8. When I am talking about the minor corresponding to any element, suppose I am saying this element 2, I am talking about, I am calculating the minor corresponding to this element 2, then what I have to do is, we are saying we delete the ith row. Delete the ith row means the row in which this element is there, we are not considering this row, and we delete the jth column. Jth column means first column. In this case, the element we have over here, this element, it is a 2 1. So we are talking about, we have removed the second row and first column. Now what we are left with is, we are left with the element minus 2 1, 2 and 8, and the determinant of this remaining minus 2 1, 2 and 8, this is the minor corresponding to the element 2. This is minor corresponding to the element 2. Similarly, suppose I have to calculate the minor corresponding to the element, say this 8. Then what we have to do? We are saying we have to remove this column, we have to remove this row. So what we are left with is, it is 3 minus 2, 2 and 3. This is the minor corresponding to this element. We have removed this, we have removed this. What we are left with is 3 minus 2, 2 and 3. Next we have is, the next definition we have it is cofactor. So we have already calculated the minors over here. This is minor corresponding to A21. So minor corresponding to A21, we write it like minor 21. This is minor corresponding to 3 comma 3. So we write it as M3 3. Next we have to calculate is cofactor. Cofactor we write it is Cij. So when I am calculating cofactor corresponding to this term, it is C21 we are saying. So it is basically minus 1 raised to the power 2 plus 1, determinant of minus 2, 1, 2 and 8. So what we have done, this is 2 and 1 over here. So we have added 2 plus 1, and this term, it is minus 1 raised to the power 2 plus 1, 2 coming from this, 1 coming from this, and multiply it with the minus. So when we are assigning this sign to this minor, that is called the cofactor. Similarly, if I have to calculate C33, it is minus 1 raised to the power 3 plus 3. This is 3 plus 3 and then minor corresponding to 3. So we obtain the final answer. Whatever value, when we open this determinant by cross multiplication, it is minus 2 into 8 minus 1 into 2. When we open this, it is 3 into 3 minus 2 into 2. These are the values of minors. And when we assign these signs to this, so this sign will be positive. From here the sign, it is minus 1 raised to the power 3, that is minus 1. So when we multiply this value with minus 1, we will get the value of the cofactor. So this thing is explained over here. Suppose we are having a 3 cross 3 matrix and this is the determinant corresponding to that matrix. It is generally represented with delta. So we are saying that if we want to calculate the minor 1 3 means we are talking about minor corresponding to this term. So when we are calculating the minor corresponding to this term, we are neglecting this row, we are neglecting this column, and what we are left with is determinant of A21, A22, A31, A32. On opening this determinant, we will get it is A21, A32 minus A22 into A31. These are cross multiplied over here. And if we have to calculate the cofactor, we are writing it is C13, that is equal to minus 1 raised to the power 1 plus 3 into M13. So the answer we get it is A, this is minus sign over there, this is plus sign, because 3 plus 1 it is 4, minus 1 raised to the power 4 is plus. So the answer we are getting A21, A32 minus A22, A31. Similarly, if we are calculating M21, so M21 means we are talking about this value, we are neglecting this, what we are left with is A12, A13, A32, A33. It is A12, A33 minus A13, A32, and cofactor corresponding to this, it is minus 1 raised to the power 2 plus 1 into M21. So the answer we obtain it is, this is now minus 1 raised to the power 3, it is minus 1. So the answer we get it is A13, A32 minus A12, A33. So this is how we can calculate the cofactor and minors corresponding to any element over of this matrix. So this can be calculated for any matrix, this can be calculated for this can be calculated for this value. So this is how minors and cofactors they are calculated. Next we have is find the minor and cofactor of each element of this matrix. So we have listed all these values. So when we are writing the minor corresponding to the first term, it is M11 we are saying corresponding to this term. So what we get is, it is minus 1, 2, 5 and 2. Why we are saying so? We are saying this row we have neglected, this column we have neglected. So what we are left with is, we are left with is these 4 values, minus 1, 2, 5 and 2. These values we are talking over here, minus 1, 2, 5 and 2. And on solving this, the answer we will get it is minus 1 into 2 minus 2 into 5. So that is equal to minus 2 minus 10, that is equal to minus 12. Similarly, when we are calculating the value of M12, to calculate the value of M12 means we are talking about this term. So we are neglecting this column and this row. So what we are left now with is 4, 2, 3 and 2. So it is 4 to the 8 minus 3 to the 6. The answer we obtain it is 2. when we are calculating M13, so we are neglecting this first row, we are neglecting this last column, we are left with this 4 minus 1, 3, 5. So when we are multiplying this term, it is 4 5s are 20 minus, it is minus 1 into 3 is minus 3. The answer we obtain, it is 23. Next is when we are calculating M21, we are talking about this value 4. Now we are neglecting this row and this first column, so we are left with this minus 3, 2, 5 and 2. On solving this, we will get it is minus 16. Similarly, when we are talking about M22, we get the value minus 4. M23 we get 14. M31 we get minus 4. M32 we get minus 6. M33 we get 11. Next we have to calculate the cofactor corresponding to this determinant. So for cofactors, suppose I am talking about this first value, it is C11, that will be equal to minus 1 raised to the power 1 plus 1 into M11. 1 plus 1 means 2, minus 1 raised to the power 2 is positive, so the answer again we obtain, it is minus 12. When I am talking about C12, it is minus 1 raised to the power 2 plus 1. M21, the answer we obtain, it is minus of 2. This minus sign is because of this term, that is the power of minus 1 over here, it is 3, it is odd power. So the answer we are getting, it is minus 2. Next is C13, so it is minus 1 raised to the power 1 plus 3 into M13. The answer, this power it is even, 4, so it is even, so it is positive, so the answer we are getting in this case, it is 23. Next, when we are calculating C21, it is minus 1 raised to the power 2 plus 1 into M21, so it is, this power it is odd, so it is minus sign there, and M21 it is minus 16, so the answer we obtain, it is 16. So these are the other values shown over here that corresponding to these minors. We will assign the sign to these minors and we will obtain the values of the cofactor. Now next we have is the definition of the value of the determinant. So we are saying the value of the determinant is the sum of the product of elements of a row or a column with their corresponding cofactors. So we can choose any row in the determinant. Suppose we are talking about we have to find the value of this determinant. In this case we have chosen the first row. We have chosen this first row. So what the definition is saying, it is sum of product of elements of a row with the corresponding cofactor. So the first element of the row, it is A11 and the cofactor corresponding to it, it is C11. Next it is plus A12, cofactor corresponding to it, it is C12 plus A13 C13. Or suppose I am choosing this second column, the answer will become A12 C12, A22 C22, A32 C32. Now suppose we are writing these in terms of the minors, then we know that it is 1 1, so this value we can write, from this we can write A11 M11. It is 1 2 over here, so minor will be minus 1, this value C12, this is basically minus 1 raised to the power 1 plus 2 into M12. So this sign will be negative now, so it is minus A12 M12 and last is plus A13 M13. So this thing is explained over here. So this is the formula we have corresponding to the first row. So you can use any of the rows, all these values. When you will calculate the value of this, that will be equal to the value of you calculate using the any column. So the value of determinant, it is fixed. You can use any row or any column to open the determinant, and the formula is in this way, that you have to calculate the cofactors corresponding to that particular row or column. Then you multiply those values with the corresponding elements, and finally add all those values. You will obtain the value of the determinant of the matrix. So what we can see from this is that suppose we are opening the determinant using the minors. I am talking about this value. It is 2 minus 3 4, 3 minus 2 1, minus 1 2, minus 1. Suppose I am opening this determinant along this first row using the minors. The value of the determinant, we will write it is 2. I am talking about the minor. Corresponding to 2, the minor, it is minus 2 1, 2 and minus 1. Next, corresponding to this minus 3, I am talking about this term minus 3. It is already there. The minor corresponding to it, it is 3 1, minus 1 and minus 1. Last I am talking about it is 4, and corresponding to this 4 we have 3 minus 2, minus 1 and 2. This is the determinant we have. These are the minors we have written corresponding to this. Minor corresponding to 2, it is this. When I am talking about the minor corresponding to this element minus 3, I have neglected this, I am left with this 3 1, minus 1 and minus 1. Similarly for the value 4. Now if we have to assign the signs over here, we are saying how we are assigning the sign. Corresponding to this first term, we are assigning it as the first positive. Why it is positive? Because in the formula we have it is minus 1 raised to the power 1 plus 1. So it is minus 1 raised to the power 2. It is positive sign we are talking about. Then alternatively we are assigning the sign over here. Next sign will be negative. Next sign will be positive. Next sign will be negative. Next sign will be positive. We are saying it is plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. So in this case we have plus sign over here, minus sign over here, and plus sign over here. Now suppose same matrix for same determinant we have to we are using the second row. So we are having 3 minus 2 and 1 over here. If we write the minors corresponding to these terms, we are writing the minor corresponding to these terms. Corresponding to 3, it is minus 3 4, 2 and minus 1. Corresponding to minus 2, we have it is 2 4, minus 1 and minus 1. And corresponding to 1, we have it is 3, not 3, it is 2, then minus 3, and it is minus 1 and 2. Now how we have to assign the signs in this case? We are talking about this second row over here. It is first sign is negative, next it is positive, next it is negative. So when you will open these determinants, and you will solve this value, you will get some number over here. When you open all these determinants and solve this value, you will get some number over here, and both these will be equal because these are the determinants of the same matrix. Next is, if a row or a column of a determinant consists of all zeros, then the value of determinant is 0. We are talking about, we have 2 minus 3 minus 1, 0 0 0, minus 2 4 8. So what we see from this, if we open the determinant along this row, the answer we will have 0 into minor of the term, it is with minus sign, then plus determinant 0 into this, minus 0 into minor corresponding to the term over here. So in all these terms we have 0 multiplied over here. So the final answer we will have 0. So this thing is mentioned over here in this second point, that if a row or a column of a determinant consists of all zeros, then the value of determinant is 0. Next is evaluate this determinant. So suppose we are expanding this determinant by the first row. We are talking about this row over here. So the answer we obtain, it is 3. Minor corresponding to it is 2, minus 3, 1, 7. Next it is 4. Minor corresponding to it is minus 6, minus 3, 8 and 7. And last it is 5. Minor corresponding to it is minus 6, 2, 8 and 1. The signs we know corresponding to this first row, it is plus, minus and plus. So we are writing it is plus, minus and plus. So on expanding this, on expanding these determinants, we will get it is 3 into, it is 2 into 7 minus 3, then it is minus 4 into minus 6 into 7 minus 3 into 8, and last it is plus 5 into minus 6 into 1 minus 8 into 2. On solving this, we will get it is 3 into 17 minus 4 into minus 42 plus 24, and last it is plus 5 into minus 6 minus 16, and on solving these values, the final answer you will obtain, it is equal to 13. So the determinant, the value of the determinant in this case, it is 13. Next is expand the determinant. These values are given. So again, in this case, we are expanding along the first column. So corresponding to A, we have the minor, it is B, F, F, C. Then corresponding to H, this term we are talking about, the minor we have, it is H, G, F, C. We have neglected this. We obtain H, G, F, C. And last corresponding to G, the minor we have, it is H, G, B, F. So the signs now we have to add over here. The signs we will have, it is positive, negative and positive. So it is positive, negative and positive. On opening this determinant, we will get it is A into BC minus F square minus H into HC minus FG plus G into HF minus BG. When you open these terms, you will get it is ABC minus AF square minus H square C minus FGH plus FGH minus BG square. This FGH and FGH gets cancelled, and we are left with this ABC. These values over here, these are not getting cancelled. This is plus sign over here. So these two values will become plus 2 times FGH. This is plus sign over here. Then it is minus AF square minus H square C minus BG square. So this is the value of this determinant. Next we have the properties of determinants. The first property we have, the value of the determinant remains unchanged if the rows and columns are interchanged. That is, we are saying the determinant of A and determinant of A transpose, they are equal. So this is our first property. So we are talking about the determinant A, B, C, D, and we are talking about the determinant A, B, C, D. In this case, the answer we have, it is AD minus BC. In this case, the answer we have, it is AD minus BC. Similarly, if we are talking about a 3 cross 3 matrix, say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, E, H, and if we take the transpose of this matrix, then the determinant that will be equal to the transpose of this matrix. So this is our first property. Next is, if two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the determinant retains its absolute value but the sign is changed. So we are saying, suppose we have the determinant, it is a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2, a3, b3, c3. If we calculate the determinant of this value, or we are expanding this determinant along the third row, then we have a3, the signs will be positive, negative, positive. Then it is minor corresponding to this a3, it is b1, b2, c1, c2. Then it is, we are talking about, we have expanded the determinant along the third row. Then it is minus of b3, a1, a2, c1, c2. Then it is plus of c3, and it is a1, b1, a2 and b2. Now if suppose we have interchanged the first and the third row, then the determinant will become a3, b3, c3. This is a2, b2, c2. This is as it is, this row it is as it is, and the first row and third row are interchanged, so this becomes a1, b1 and c1. Now if we will open the determinant about this first row, the answer we have, it is a3, determinant of, now when we are opening along this, it is b2, c2, b1, c1. Next it is minus b3 into, minus sign because it is plus over here, minus over here and plus over here, it is a2, a1, c2, c1, and last we are saying plus c3 into a2, b2, a1, b1. Now look at these values over here. I am talking about this determinant. The value of this determinant, it is b1, c2 minus c1, b2. The value of this determinant, it is b2, c1 minus b1, c2. Compare these two values. So one value is the negative of the other. Similarly for the second case, look at these two determinants. The answer for this determinant, it is a1, c2 minus c1, a2. The answer for this determinant, it is a2, c1 minus a1, c2. Again one value is the negative of the other. Similarly for the third case, if you open the determinant in this case and determinant in this case, we will see that it is minus 1 into this. So what we are obtaining is that the value of this determinant, if it is delta, then the value of this determinant, it is minus of delta. So what we have done, we have interchanged these two rows. So the sign of the determinant, it is changed. So we are saying if two rows or two columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the determinant retain its absolute value, but its sign is changed. Next property we have is, if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then its value is 0. So suppose we are saying, we are having the determinant a1, b1, c1, then it is a2, b2, c2, and then it is a1, b1 and c1. The determinant, the value of determinant, it is delta. Now if we interchange the first and the third row, we are again getting the same matrix, and we know that by interchanging the rows and column, the value of the determinant that changed by minus sign. So what we get from this is that delta is equal to minus of delta. So this implies us 2 times delta is equal to 0. So this implies us delta is equal to 0. So we are getting that if two rows or column of a determinant are identical, then its value is equal to 0. Next is, if each element of a row or a column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then the value of the new determinant is k times the value of the original determinant. So we have already seen, suppose I am talking about a matrix, it is A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. Say this is any matrix A I am talking about. If I multiply this matrix with K, then we know that every element of this matrix is multiplied by K. Every element of this matrix is multiplied by K. But this is not the case with the determinant. Suppose we are saying we have A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. Now we are talking about this determinant, and we are saying suppose this second row, it is multiplied, these values, these are multiplied with K. If we open this determinant along the say second row, we are opening this determinant along the second row, the answers we get, first of all we are writing the signs over here, it is plus, minus, plus, minus. So it is minus Ka2, then the minor we have, it is B1 C1, B3 C3, then it is plus KB2, the minor we have, it is A1 C1, C3, say this value, it is this last value, it is A3. So the value we will have over here A3 and C3, and last it is minus K times C2, and the determinant we will have, it is A1 B1 and A3 B3. Now if we take K common from this, then this remaining value we will have, that will be equal to determinant of A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3. We are taking K common from all these three terms. We are left with the determinant of this value, and this thing is explained over here. So we are saying that if any matrix, this is matrix A, we are saying any row of this matrix, it is multiplied with K, then the determinant of A, that is equal to K times, we are talking about determinant of this matrix A, that is equal to K times the determinant of this remaining matrix. Now suppose we have to calculate this matrix, the determinant of this matrix in which each row is multiplied with K. I am talking about K times A. Each row is multiplied with K. So what will be the answer? If we take K common from the first row, then we will take K common from the second row, we will take K common from the third row. So when I am talking about determinant of K times A, I am talking about determinant of KA1, KB1, KC1, KA2, KB2, KC2, KA3, KB3, KC3. The final answer we obtain from the first row, if we take K common, from the second row we will take K common, from the third row we will take K common, so we will have the power K raised to the power 3, and we are left with this determinant of A. So what we are saying over here is that for a square matrix A of order n, determinant of Ka, that is equal to K raised to the power n into determinant of A, where n is this power n. We are saying this is basically the order of this matrix, because when we are writing K into A, every element of this matrix, it is multiplied with K. So that is why we are writing it is K raised to the power 3 is common over here. Next property we have is, if any two rows or column of a determinant are proportional, then its value is 0. So suppose we are talking about a matrix A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. So it is given that any two rows or columns of a determinant are proportional. So suppose A1 over A3 is equal to B1 over B3, is equal to C1 over C3 and let this value that is equal to K. Then what we get is that this determinant is equal to K times A3, K times B3, K times C3. In place of A1, B1, C1, we can substitute the values over here. It is A2, B2, C2. This is A3, B3, C3. From this first row we can take K common. We are left with is A3, B3, C3, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. Now what we get is this first row and this third row, they are identical. The answer for this determinant it is 0. So the final answer we obtain it is equal to 0. So we are saying if any two rows or column of a determinant are proportional, then the value of the determinant will be 0. The next property we have is if each element of a row or a column of a determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinants. So we are talking about the determinant of this kind. We are saying, look at this first row over here. The elements, they are represented in the form A1 plus alpha 1, B1 plus beta 1 plus C1 plus gamma 1. So we can write this as sum of two determinants whose first row it is A1, B1, C1. Second is alpha 1, beta 1, gamma 1. So this A1 plus alpha 1 we are saying it comes in this form. These two rows, these will remain as it is. It is A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. Similarly, this is A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. The proof is quite simple. If we open the determinant along this row, the answer we obtain it is A1 plus alpha 1 into B1 C2, it is B2 C2, B3 C3, then it is minus B1 plus beta 1, determinant of A2 C2, A3 C3 plus C1 plus gamma 1, determinant of A2 B2, A3 B3. Now if we multiply these terms, we get it is A1 into B2 C2 B3 C3 minus B1 into A2 C2 A3 C3 plus C1 into A2 B2 A3 B3. Similarly, this is our first term we are getting, plus it is alpha 1 into this determinant minus beta 1 into determinant plus gamma 1 into determinant, and these two determinants we are saying these are the values of these two determinants. So basically we are saying that these terms, these can be separated with two determinants. So we are getting the answers in this form. Next we have is if any row or column of a determinant and a multiple of another row of column of a determinant is added, then the value of the determinants remain the same. So we are talking about this determinant delta is given to us. We have performed the operation that row 1 approaches row 1 plus k times row 3. So each element, these two rows, row 2 and row 3, these are unchanged. This first row, elements of first row, they are changed to A1 plus k times A3, B1 plus k times B3, C1 plus k times C3. We are saying the determinant of both delta and delta dash, they are equal, because this determinant we can write it is determinant of A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3 plus k times determinant of k times A3, then it is k times B3, then it is k times C3, and the last row in this it is A3 B3 C3, second row is A2 B2 C2. Now look at the elements in the first and the third row, they are proportional to each other. So the value of this whole determinant, that will be equal to 0. So we are saying that the value of both these determinants, these are equal to each other. Next we have is the sum of the product of the elements of any row or column of a determinant with cofactor of the corresponding elements of other row is 0. So when we were talking about the definition of the determinant, we are saying, suppose I am talking about this first row a11, I am multiplying it with the cofactor of the first elements. This over here, this capital A12, this represents the cofactor. You can write it as A12 or you can write it as C11. Then the value of the determinant we have it is this plus A12 into C12 plus A13 into C13. Over here we are saying that in place of multiplying it with these cofactors, if we multiply them with cofactor of any other row or column, then the answer we get, it is delta, that is A11. Say we are multiplying it with the cofactor of the second row, it is A21 plus A12 into A22 C22 plus A13 into C23. In this case the answer we will get it is A11 into minus 1 raised to the power 3, it is minus 1. Then determinant of A21 will be A12 A13 A32 A33. Next plus A12 determinant of, it is 2 over here, so the sign will be positive. So we are writing it is A11 A13 A31 A33, and last it is plus A13, it is minus sign over here, and the determinant we are talking about it is A11 A12 A12 and then A31 A32. When we open all these terms, when we open all these, expand all these determinants, we will obtain the answer in this form. When you multiply this A11 A12 and A13 over here, all these terms gets cancelled and the final answer we obtain, that is equal to 0. So we are saying the sum of the product of any row of the determinant with the cofactor of the corresponding element of any other row. This other row is important because if we are multiplying it with the same row, we are getting the answer as determinant, value of determinant. With any other row, we are getting the answer, it is 0. Next is evaluate this determinant. So when we look at these values, we are saying it is 2, 7, 65, 3, 8, 75, 5, 9 and 86. We are going to apply the operation over here. It is column 3 approaches column 3 minus 9 times column 2. Look at these values over here, why we are doing so. It is 65 over here. If we multiply this value with 9, I am talking about column 2, I am multiplying with 9, this column 2 will become, it is 63, then 72 and then 81. Now if I subtract these values from this column, this will be equal to, when we were talking about the matrices, we were writing that the matrix A will be equivalent to another matrix when we are applying the elementary row or column operation. But when we are talking about the determinant, we know that by doing this operation, the value of the determinant will remain unchanged. So this value is equal to, we are getting it is 2, 3, 5, first column is unchanged, second is unchanged, third is 65 minus 63, it is 2, 75 minus 72, it is 3, 86 minus 81, it is 5. Look at these two columns, this first column and this last column both are identical, and we know that if two columns or two rows they are identical, then the answer we obtain this is equal to 0. An important thing to note over here is sometimes what students commit the mistake is, suppose the matrix is 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 6, 13. What they do, they are saying that this is 2, 3, 4, this is 2, 3, 4. They are same. It doesn't mean that the determinant will be 0. It might be 0, but we cannot say that this row and this column are equal. So it need not be 0. We are saying either two columns should be equal or two rows should be equal. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Values may be minus 7, 8, 6. these two rows are equal, the determinant is 0. These two columns are equal, the value of determinant is 0. But in these kind of cases we do not have any result. So you should keep in mind that you should not confuse this result with this condition. Next is this determinant we have to calculate. So look at the terms over here. It is a minus b, b minus c, c minus a. If we add all these terms, it will become a minus b plus c minus c minus a. We are adding these terms, so it will be plus over here, and next we have is this determinant. We have to prove this is equal to 0. So look at these terms over here. It is a minus b, b minus c, and c minus a. If we add all these values, the c and c gets cancelled, a and a gets cancelled, b and b get cancelled, and we finally get the answer is 0. So what we can see from this, if we apply the operation, column 1 approaches column 1 plus column 2 plus column 3, this determinant will become 0, 0, 0. This first column in all these three cases will become 0. These two values will remain as it is. These two columns will remain as it is. But we know that if one column of the determinant is 0, then the answer we obtain it is 0. We are saying if one column of the determinant is 0, the answer is 0. So finally we obtain that the determinant of this matrix it is 0. Next, this determinant we have to prove it is equal to 0. So if we look at these two columns, if we add these two, we will get the value of the determinant. This is 1, 1, 1. This is a, b, c. Operation we are applying is column 3 approaches column 3 plus column 2. So this will become a plus b plus c. It is a plus b plus c. It is a plus b plus c. Now if we multiply and divide this determinant with a plus b plus c, then why we can do so? Because if a plus b plus c is equal to 0, then the value of this determinant is 0. It is being clear. Now we are considering, suppose the case a plus b plus c is not equal to 0, then in this case we can multiply and divide it with this term. So we can write this is equal to, a plus b plus c, and then the determinant of 1 a, 1 b, 1 c. Look at these terms over here. It is a plus b plus c divided by this term. We are saying this is multiplied by this complete column. We know that when we are talking about the determinant, when we are talking about the matrix, it is k times a, then k is multiplied with each element of the matrix. But when we are talking about the k times determinant of a, then it is multiplied with any one row or any one column. So we have multiplied this 1 by a plus b plus c. We have multiplied with this third column. You get it is a plus b plus c. Similarly second term, similarly the third term, and value of all these will be equal to 1. So our determinant will become a plus b plus c, then determinant of 1 1 1 1 1 1 a b c. Now look at these terms. This first column and last column, they are identical. It means the value of the determinant will be equal to 0. So same thing we have done over here. This is the determinant given. We have applied the operation column 3 approaches column 3 plus column 2. Then in place of doing this thing that we are multiplying and dividing it with a plus b plus c, we are writing taking a plus b plus c common from C3. So this is just equivalent to this operation. So we obtain it is a plus b plus c into this determinant, and in this determinant both these columns, these are identical. So the determinant, the value of the determinant, that is equal to 0. Next we have this determinant. We have to prove that this is equal to 0. So again, looking at these terms over here, it is 1 bc, ab plus ac. Next it is 1 ca, bc plus ba. Next it is 1 ab, ca plus cb. Now if we add these two columns, if we add these two columns, it means we are writing it is C3 approaches C3 plus C2. The answer we are getting it is 1 BC, 1 CA, 1 AB. It is AB plus AC plus BC, AB plus BC plus BC, AC, and AB plus CA plus CB. In all these three terms, we can take AB plus BC plus CA common. What we are left with is 1 BC 1, 1 CA 1, 1 AB 1. Now these two columns, these are identical. So the answer for this determinant it is AB plus BC plus CA into 0. So the value we obtain it is equal to 0. And this is what we have to prove.